Hello, hello! Bl'Artagnan here with Silver Dragons Wrapped in Icy Wings, the Act 3, Chapter 10, Part 1 Shinryu fight. We're bringing a team of Paladin Cecil, Core, and Galuf. Before we get too deep into it, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, ring that notification bell, leave a comment down below, you know, all that jazz. Do it for me and do it for you. What do we got going on here? I wanted to bring Paladin Cecil because we are deep into the elemental lockout phase of the Shinryu era, and this fight wants you to bring Holy, so I figured, you know what, let's bring the OG Holy Enchanter, Paladin Cecil himself. I'm pretty sure he's the first one we had, unless there's like some really crummy one I'm forgetting about. The one thing with Cecil, though, is that he doesn't have a whole lot of like intrinsic FR synergy outside of like kind of Charlotta and Aerith, and even that's kind of a stretch. So I'm just bringing him alongside a kind of standard off-turn setup with Core and Galuf, and it's just going to be great. That's fine, though. We don't mind that at all. Because Cecil's going to be pulling his weight, and we enjoy using him. Probably going to end up spending the entire fight talking about Cecil, huh? He actually does pretty good damage, as you can see. I mean, Core, of course, is helping. He didn't just do 2 million damage on his own. That was Core helping him out there. But for a support character, he has surprisingly respectable damage. You know, good brave hits, gains in between, and enough HP attack that it doesn't feel bad to press his skills. Not to mention the best ultimate weapon type in the game, in my opinion. There we go. Look at this. Going to be doing millions of damage every turn thanks to Core. Yeah, Cecil, I think right now kind of epitomizes the weirdness about this era for me. In that, with characters getting their C90s, there are plenty of characters where it's like, it's a good C90. It's fine on its own. I'm using the AA there so I don't have to worry about it later in Force time. Like, there's nothing wrong with the C90. It just doesn't... Because they don't have a Force weapon, there's no real reason to use them unless they do something really unique. Like Yang, for instance. And even then, like, you can use Yang, you can use 8, you can use Core. There's, like, a lot of different ways to split the difference there. And so if they don't have intrinsic FR synergy, like something like Yang alongside an off-turn FR or something, or their own FR, it's like, what's the point of using them? It doesn't matter if they're good, it's just, what's the point? And that's the thing Cecil's really running into here, is good auras, good damage, good healing, good defensive utility, good ultimate weapon type, good burst effect, good armor. Maybe a short burst effect, but it's okay. But why use him compared to everyone else? Kieran kind of ran into that problem when he got his BT+. Everyone was like, I mean, sure, yeah, Kieran's fine, but like, why over anyone else? And the answer is, I mean, if you like Kieran. And that's what we're doing here. We like Cecil, so we're using him. But it's kind of a weird thing. Because a character like Cecil, his whole deal is numbers. And so if his numbers aren't broken, then he's not going to stand out. That's why his BT was so exciting when he first arrived. It was the numbers were broken. Anywho, that's enough talking about Cecil and kind of character choice stuff. Like you see here, Galuf has kind of a unique utility with his dodging and double countering. And 8 does it too, but Galuf does it through cover instead of lock, so that's why he gets to show up even though he's not, a new Force-enhanced FR unit. Anywho, we're going to go ahead and go into that Core Force in a second. We're just, charging up a little bit. We want to, of course, jump in there before the enemy FR goes off because we don't have a way to cancel it, and we don't want to have to lose our Brave gains. Make a small misplay here, I think. I used Cyan to break because I didn't want to break them at the same time and rob them of the stack turns they had going on there. But it also dispelled, meaning that A is going to be lost that speed buff, and so you can see the turns aren't quite as perfect as they could have been. I guess maybe I should have just used the LDCA there. The way things shake out, I end up not pressing the LDCA, so there you go. Spoilers. I don't think I do anyway. We'll see. We're in the Core FR though now, and we're going to be just doing lots of Core stuff. You'll notice Cecil did a lot of damage during his burst phase, thanks in part to Core, fueling it, but like I said, support with decent damage. The way we're going to make this fight work, though, is we've taken all of our speed passives off. That's an old trick that I often forget about, but for off-turn teams like this, it's usually a pretty good idea to take all of your speed passives off. I actually left the one that Cecil has that makes him start the wave with extra speed, just so that he can go first and get the Imperil on and everything. But beyond that, all the break speed up, attack buff, speed boost, whatever, passives, they're all off. And that's why the enemy is going as much as they are, which is great, because this means we can take them down in 1 force time. Shocking, I know. I'm sure you haven't seen any other teams that could beat this fight in one force time. Ugh. There really isn't a whole lot going on here. This literally just was, I was like, huh, holy, Pestle. I guess I could have brought Kuja and probably would have been just as good. Especially since Core and Gallop both bring defense, so Paladin Cecil's defensive usefulness isn't that exciting. There's actually an anti-synergy since Gallop drains his health. I completely forgot about that. Because he drains his health on his actions, he goes below max health, and I think that affects his Pestle auras. But it doesn't matter, because nothing matters anymore. This fight is just kind of a gimme. It is nice the way the turns are stacking up there, thanks to the single target counter that Gallop has. He keeps the break order nice, and you see there, if they both got broken at once, we'd lose the stacked up turns they had there, and that would have sucked, but we're okay. Another thing Cecil has going for him is good buttons to press, because his base skills, decent damage, 4 HP attacks. His LD and EX are 5 HP attacks, functionally full AoE on both of them, I think, which is nice. That's not bad, it's no, like, Renoa special HP plus attack Ultima, but, like, no, not bad if you have to be pressing a button with him, unless you're, like, doing Charlotta's Burst, or, Charlotta's FR, and you're trying to use HP plus attacks. Ugh, gross. But we're not here to do that. This is actually going to work out perfectly. You see, the reason we don't use Cyan LDCA, you see how this is going to play out. I've been trying to kind of commentate on, like, the decisions I made, but there aren't that many to make here once they start countering. I don't use Cyan there because, obviously, I want them to take those last 4 turns and get a bunch of additional counter damage in before I go into the summon with Pestle to deal the big hit at the end. We do get to get a big hit here, though. Check this out. Paladin. There we go. That was 17 million in one attack, which is pretty sweet. You'll love to see it. Nice little thing, I guess, is since he's got a burst already, Pestle does have that additional kind of button he can press. Like I said, good buttons to press. Good boy, Cecil. It's weird. Like, he's not a copium character. He just isn't a character you need to bring places. It isn't even like Agrias or Edward, where, like, they don't synergize well with the era. He just doesn't have a whole lot of intrinsic synergy. Anyway, he's still usable, as you can see here. Not in, like, the cliche sense, but in, like, he's actually good and provides good use. Well, that's enough of me ranting. Let's close this out with the Brother Summon for meme's sake. Boom, that was 20 million, Jesus. Anyway, thank you for watching through the end. I hope you enjoyed. A fun little run. I will see you in the next video. I think I might do another goofy run of this, maybe some Akuja, who knows. But either way, you stay cool, or warm, I guess. Adios.